Welcome to the Coaching Closet. I'm your host, Richele. Have you ever put together an outfit that was just right, making you feel amazing from head to toe? It takes thought, planning, and effort to create that perfect look. In life, it's the same. It's like a unique puzzle with individual pieces that we must pay attention to in order for everything to work together. If something is missing, it's like walking out of the house with no pants on. Are you ready to piece together your puzzle of life? Let's go. Welcome back to the Coaching Closet. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. I want to share with you about some experiences I've had with traveling. It's one of my passions, and I've been really fortunate and blessed to travel quite a bit in my life. And the reason for that is mainly because I grew up overseas in Europe. My dad was in oil and gas, and my parents were really awesome about taking us with them on trips to different countries. So I experienced the world at a very young age and really got to appreciate different cultures. And even more than that, I was able to appreciate how experiences are valuable. And as I've lived, become middle-aged, I've realized that everything that's been really important to me are the memories that I've made and the experiences I've had, more than even sentimental things I've kept from people. Although those are nice to have, what they really symbolize are memories of the experiences I've had with those people. So I absolutely love to travel, and whether that means going to visit someone in their home 10 minutes away, or visit a cousin 2 hours away, or if that means traveling halfway around the globe, which I've been fortunate enough to do. I absolutely love going to see new places, getting away, getting a fresh look at life. And it always seems to give me a new perspective on life, on myself, and inspires me in some way. And so in this episode, I'm going to be sharing about a trip I had this summer, and I'll share another trip later. So I was able to go on one of my really great friends' birthday trips. She turned 50 this summer, and we had planned a girls' trip to Key West, Florida. And I'd never been to Key West, Florida. I've been to Florida, but never quite that far south. It's the southernmost point in the United States. And all I'd really heard about it was that it was a fishing town. It was really laid back, and people moved really slow there. And there was a lot of older people there. So my expectations for the trip was that I was just going to go chill out. And I brought a couple of books. The friends I was going with are ladies. Most of them were ladies that I'd met in a business that I do for beauty. And I thought, well, this will be amazing just to get away with some women. It's something that I haven't done. I think this is the first official girls trip that wasn't about business. It was just an all girls trip. It wasn't a business trip. So I thought this is going to be awesome. And so I thought it was going to be really relaxing. But I got down there and I found out that Key West is really a really happening place. It's really what I really found it was. I compared it to New Orleans, my hometown. New Orleans with palm trees is what I called it. Palm trees and roosters. So if you've never been there, I definitely suggest that you visit. It's very unique. I've never been anywhere quite like it, but it does remind me of New Orleans with palm trees. It has unique architecture. Reminds me of New Orleans. Like I said, it's got a lot of live music, which is another reason that felt so familiar. And you walk everywhere. It's really small, kind of like the French Quarter vibe. And there's just people having a great time everywhere. There's a lot of bars and places to go visit and eat. And it was really, really cool. But the perspective I got, we had 12 women, and about 8 of them I knew before, and 4 were new to the group. And 2 knew one of the girls. I say girls, we'll always be girls, but most of us were in our 40s and 50s. There was a couple younger ones, 20s and 30s, but we'll always be girls because when women get together, they're just little girls. We never really grow up. We just want to have fun. That song rings true. Like girls just want to have fun. We're doing each other's hair. We're doing each other's makeup. We had 4 women to each room. And it was like a big slumber party every night. And we had snacks and drinks, and it was just a blast. But the new ladies, I absolutely love this group of women because there was no drama. It was just, you'd expect to get women together and there'd be some sort of competition or just drama. And oftentimes there is, but because of who my friend is, the one who had the birthday and who she brings in as friends, she just loves everyone and wants to have a good time. And so people she chooses to be friends with just don't bring drama. They just want to have a good time. They want to love her and love one another. And so it was just one of those times where everyone was chill, and just the vibe of Key West is really laid back, and you really don't even dress up, or no one cares what anyone else looks like or anything like that. You're just in flip-flops and t-shirts and shorts. And that was just kind of a nice change. I really love fashion, but that's a whole fashion vibe of its own, right? Like it was fun to just experiment with that and have like cut off shorts. And, it's nice to just throw on clothes sometimes and go. And it was very humid, so just let my wavy hair go. I did not use a hairdryer, I don't think, the entire time I was down there because it was pretty much useless. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time. Just stayed up dancing. Sometime, I think the latest was like 4 a.m. There was a karaoke place open, and a couple of my friends sang. I did not. And I just got new perspective on that trip. I got new insight to why we need girlfriends in our lives. As women, we really, if you don't have them, you may tell yourself you don't need them, but it's very important to have friends. I may have talked about this in another episode, but I started a social group 2.5 years ago here in Houston, and it really started out of my need for friendships with women that were going through similar circumstances as me, being divorced, being single, because I knew that need in my heart. And this trip really reinforced that. I'm in a relationship now, and that's very important to me. It's my number one priority, but having female friends is something that every woman needs. And sometimes we get to a point where we don't feel like we can trust other people. Maybe we've been let down, or we've been burned, or we had a best friend and then they stabbed us in the back, or they talked about us. But I've had friends, and this trip really renewed my faith in women, knowing that 12 women can get together. Some of us didn't even know each other, and we can all just bond and have a wonderful time. Some of us were single, some of us were married, some had kids, some didn't. It wasn't like we all were the same, but we all had the same mission, and we were there for our friend's birthday, and we were there to celebrate her, to have a great time, and to make memories together. Really, if you go into a friendship or you go into a situation like that with the same intention, it can be successful. Just getting away to a place like that, it was wonderful because it was completely different than my normal surroundings of Houston, where everything is hustle, bustle. You're taking a car everywhere. We walked most places. We had a couple of Ubers, of course, but it was just walking through the streets, dancing. Like, we didn't even know what time it was a lot of the time because there wasn't really anything important that we had to get to. And that was a great feeling. So I really encourage you, if you have not gotten away anywhere recently, don't let time pass by, because your whole life can pass by before you know it. And then you haven't done anything that you've dreamt of doing. Even if it's getting away on a road trip to a friend's house where it won't cost a lot of money, just invest in the gas and go to somewhere different. Just go and get away out of your normal surroundings. Take a couple of days off or take a weekend away and give that gift to yourself. Give yourself the gift of that time, because it will inspire you and it will renew your faith in things and it will be refreshing. So I'm just glad that you joined me again for one of my experiences, and I hope you'll join me in the future, 4 more. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today on the Coaching Closet. My hope is that with each episode, you will discover, like an amazing puzzle, all of the unique pieces in your life fit together to create the beautiful image of you. If you find this podcast to be helpful and would like to share with others, please do me a quick favor and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This helps to make the podcast more visible. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. Be sure to visit me at coachingcloset.com for past episodes and gifts to help you find your beauty from the inside out.